All right, nobody even wants to say the word, but we all know what it is, a shank. It's the most feared shot in golf, and it's a shot that can drive people crazy. And why is it that tour pros shank and even high handicappers shank? What's going on? Well, today we're going to talk about that, and the best part is I'm going to show you how to fix it. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Cope, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. Now, if you're just a regular golfer and you need some help with any part of your game, be sure to subscribe to our channel because we're producing content each and every week that's helping players play this wonderful game, and they're improving each and every day. And also be sure to ring the bell so you get a notification of when new content is coming out. Now let's dive right into this because you know how I like to work in these videos. I like to work quick, and I also love hearing from you. Leave some comments, some questions. If you disagree with me, that's okay. I want to hear from you too. So first of all, what is a shank? All right, when we shank the golf ball, what we're talking about is a shot where we hit the ball on the inside of the club, what we call the hosel. So when we hit the hosel on the inside, the ball typically shoots for a right-handed golfer super low and also to the right. Now it's very different than a slice. Okay, a slice is a shot that gets up in the air, relatively solid, but just curves sharply to the right for a right-handed golfer. A shank is a shot where you literally hit it off the hosel and it just shoots low and to the right. Now, why is it that a tour professional can shank it, but yet a high handicapper can shank it? Well, let's dive into that. Let's talk about the differences between the two, and then let's talk about a drill that you can do to fix that. So first of all, let's talk about the high handicapper. We'll talk about the low handicap in just a second. If you're a high handicapper and you're shanking the golf ball, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're swinging what we call too far out to in. All right, so what I mean by that, let me go ahead and demonstrate. So if I get set in here and I make a backswing, if I swing my arms in the club too far out, in the transition, they go out and across. What happens is that the club head gets out and closer to the ball, and it exposes the heel and the hosel, and we can hit it right off the inside there. So when I'm here and I swing and my arms and hands go out, that brings the heel, the hosel closer to the ball, and boom, you're going to hit it off and low to the right. Now, for a good player, I would say somebody maybe a 4 or 5 handicap or even lower, you'll see they'll shank it too. I see it on TV. Every once in a while the tour pro will shank it. Typically they'll shank it for the opposite reason, meaning that the club is coming too far from the inside. So their club is dropping too far underneath and they're exposing the heel this way because they're swinging too far underneath. Now, whether you're high handicap or low handicapper, you can shank the golf ball, and those are typically the 2 reasons as to why you're doing it based on your skill level. So how are we going to fix it, right? That's why we're here. So first of all, here's a simple thing that you can do no matter what level play you are when you're warming up, or you can do it at home. It's a pivot move, all right? So I'm going to take my arms, I'm going to put them to my side like this, right? I'm going to go ahead and get in my golf posture. I got my arms kind of equal with my shoulders, okay? I like to do this with my palms up. And I'm just going to rotate back, and I'm going to try to keep my arms swinging back and through at the same angle. Now when I do this, notice how they're traveling, okay? This would be neutral. If you're the high handicapper, it probably looks like this. So I go back, and then I go out and across, all right? If you're a low handicapper, it's more here, and then it's this way. So you'll notice the difference here. Low handicap shank, high handicap shank. So if you're shanking the golf ball, that'd be the first thing you can do. Is just put your arms out, make a little turn back and through, and notice how your hands are just pointing down, and it's nice and level. So that would be the first tip that I would give you. Now, let's go back to the high handicapper. Let's say you're a high handicapper and you're shanking it. Now, be sure, like I said earlier, be sure to leave a comment. Maybe you feel like you're shanking it for a specific reason, or you got a question. I answer all of the comments that are put in there, or maybe you might have a different thought or a drill that's worked well for you that you might be able to help our fellow golfers. Be sure to put that in there. So what's a drill that we can do for the high handicapper? Remember now, high handicapper goes out and across. So I like to call this kind of like a modified, we call it the TV drill. So here's how it works. I like to do this with like a 6-iron or 7-iron. I'm going to take my stance, regular stance. I'm going to go ahead and really close it. So I take my lead foot, I bring it forward, I take my trail foot and I pull it back. And I'm going to do it without a ball first. What I'm going to do is make a backswing, and when I swing forward, I'm going to swing the club and the handle to the right and rotate it a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do it real slow. Backswing, notice where the handle goes. It goes down and then up and to the right and rotates. Okay, so with the ball, set up, back. Okay, now by taking my stance and changing it and feeling like the handle's working up and to the right and rotated, that is the opposite of this move. Okay, so that would be the way that I would fix it if you're a high handicapper. Now, what if you're a low handicapper? Well, you kind of probably know where we're going with this. You have the opposite problem. You're swinging it too far under like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something that's a little bit different. We're going to take our stance, but this time we're going to actually open it up a little bit. I take my lead foot and I pull it back. And what I'm going to feel here is I'm going to feel not so much my arms and the club going out, but I'm going to feel my lead shoulder, my left shoulder staying low and working back towards the wall. Okay, so in slow motion, got a slight open stance, backswing, lead shoulder stays low and works back and towards the wall. Let me go ahead and demonstrate with the ball. Regular setup, pull the lead foot back a little bit, lead shoulder low and around. Okay, so what we're doing there is, oddly enough, the reason that the high handicap shanks it versus the low handicap are basically the two opposite extremes. So the most feared shot in golf is the shank. So next time you head to the golf course, if you're a high handicapper, you got a drill to do. If you're a low handicapper, you got a drill to do. And you've also got a nice little way to practice at home with the rotation. So hopefully this drill here, hopefully this information helps you get rid of that nasty word and helps you start playing better golf.